2025. I don't have a title for this one yet. I don't know. I got to think of one. It's tough, you title things and you want to be good and memorable and all the little things, but, we cover a lot here. We do. So, it's important when you cover a lot to have a good title. But I don't know what the title is. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out after. But yeah, this is your crisis report for February 11th, 2025. A lot more rhetoric between Trump and Hamas and Netanyahu. That's not looking good. Yeah. Middle East has got a bunch of problems. There's problems everywhere. That's why you have a dedicated report to the whole thing, We can cover it all. Get everything in. Most comprehensive news on YouTube, baby. That's right. So, we're tired, and we're just going to bust through it. We're not going to mess around. So, you like that like button? Go lick the like. Smash it. Do all the things. Let's get started on your crisis report. February 11th, 2025. Under cover of the military exercise called Bamboo Eagle 25, United States Air Force returned with its state-of-the-art tracking on the Mexican border. United States Navy P-8 and United States Air Force RC-135 Rivet Joint ISR SIG-INT aircraft scrounge the Mexican border. Impressive first day for the Bamboo Eagle 25-1. No less than 20 tankers launched in support of today's first round of the action. 10 KC-135s, 10 KC-46s, nearly all staged out of Travis Air Force Base in Texas, but were detailed from different units across the United States. KC-135s from Fairchild, McConnell and MacDill, California, ANG, and March ARB, KC-46, primarily from McGuire, but also McConnell and Travis Air Force bases. There was at least one E3 AWACS and an RAAF E7A active controlling the scrum. Second round is underway with at least 7 tankers and AWACS on the RC-135 headed for the exercise area. Big show of force. Another wow moment. We have significant capability being demonstrated tonight with the second round of the sorties launched in support of the Bamboo Eagle 25-1. First round participants launched earlier today from Travis Air Force Base in California. I thought it was Texas. That's right. I screwed that up. Sorry. Travis Air Force Base in California. Mea culpa. I screwed it up. And included at least 20 tankers, a number of KC-46 Pegasus, recovered at the former Mather Air Force Base near Sacramento. These aircraft were regenerated for a second round of action this evening. This is impressive turnaround capability being demonstrated from non-Air Force Base assets being utilized to generate combat support during a major joint forces combined exercise. In a surprise to all, Stephen Witkoff aircraft, who is close to aid to Donald Trump, landed in Moscow. He got us home another American. Security Cabinet is now convening at the Prime Minister's office in Jerusalem to discuss Israel's response to Hamas's postponement of the release of hostages, officials say. Before that meeting, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held an assessment with security officials on the matter. Macron snubs the Indian Prime Minister, seemingly greeting other dignitaries. The Indian Prime Minister extended his hand and was not reciprocated by the French president. Venezuela sent 2 planes Monday to bring nearly 200 undocumented migrants back from the United States, saying it hoped for a new beginning in ties with Washington. Germany's Scholz says Europe will respond together to United States tariffs. Kremlin says after Trump remarks that significant part of Ukraine wants to be Russia. Yeah, believe that. Trump says Ukraine has essentially agreed to allow the United States access to $500 billion in rare earth minerals, according to the New York Post. Excessive regulation could kill AI sector, United States Vice President Vance stated. Vance warns against AI deals with authoritarian regimes in a jab at China. Justin Trudeau says Canada will resist U.S. steel tariffs strongly and firmly. Salman Rushdie took stand at trial of his alleged attacker. Guy gets all kinds of trouble. I remember back in the day when he wrote that book, and the Ayatollah came out and put out basically a fatwa, I think they call it, or whatever, where they, bad. Mexico urges Trump not to destroy trade with steel, aluminum tariffs. Department of Homeland Security told Fox News that 4 employees are being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally taking the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City. And this is where all that problem started, with the Cummins lady getting fired and everything else. She tried to be all hardcore and it didn't work. 12 hurt as a train collided with lorry in Germany. Website that was selling Kanye West t-shirts embossed with German symbols from the 1930s has been deactivated by Shopify on Tuesday. Good. I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Netanyahu orders army to boost troops in and around Gaza, according to Bloomberg. Trump says sending United States Treasury chief to Ukraine. So Israel Prime Minister says intense fighting is going to resume if his hostages are not returned by Saturday noon. Israeli Prime Minister intense fighting to resume. Oh, wait, sorry, we got that. U.S. Pentagon chief urges Europe to invest more in defense. Jordan's king offered to take 2,000 sick children from Gaza. That's nice of him. Trump says he does not expect Hamas to meet Saturday deadline to free hostages. So we'll see. But that'd really tick off the Israelis. United States detainee Mark Fogel has been freed by Russia, heading home, White House has stated. President Donald Trump is expected to sign an executive order Tuesday directing agencies to work with the Department of Governmental Efficiency to cut staff and limit hiring, with the goal of significantly reducing the size of the federal government, according to Semaphore. Russia oil refinery in the Saratov region has been struck overnight, causing fires on the ground. Causing fires on the compound. In addition to the UAV strike on the oil refinery in Saratov, Ingles 2 airfield by the Russian Aerospace Forces has also been targeted by a Sigma UAV. Head of the U.S. Space Operations Command, David Miller, said he will increase the area of the new Space Force unit at Japan's Yokota Air Base over the next 2 years and expands its functions. Miller said he's looking to develop partnerships in space based missile detection, tracking and surveillance, and is actively preparing for all potential crises. Though joint exercises and training with through joint exercises and training with Japan. Okay. So he cited Chinese and Russian tests to destroy artificial satellites and expressed concern about the growing number of threats in the Indo-Pacific region. In his opinion, it is important not only to coordinate between governments, but also to create a network with the participation of private companies. United States Defense Secretary Hegseth will not hold bilateral meetings with Ukraine representatives at tomorrow's Ramstein meeting. The Washington Post reports, citing a source. He confirms that no new military aid to Ukraine will be announced. Pentagon chief will likely be in listening mode at the meeting, as well as on the NATO defense ministers meeting on Thursday. Also, no decision has yet been made on who might chair the next meeting of the contact group if one is not convened. Well, U.S. does not plan to send troops to Ukraine, according to the Pentagon and Chief Hegseth. Israeli army reinforcements sent to the border with the Gaza Strip. China has hit America and with the mother of all tariffs, signaling that it will not allow any country to bully the whole world. China responded to Donald Trump's 10% tariffs on Chinese goods with 15% duties on coal and liquefied natural gas production, as well as 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large engine cars imported from Arizona. China has also launched an anti-monopoly investigation into Google and PVH, the owner of U.S. fashion brands Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein, and added it to its unreliable entity list. China also restricted the export of 5 rare metals used as key components in the defense and clean energy industries. And guess who and what else? Yep. All right, where were we? Yeah, that one's old. Go here. British farmers have flooded London with hundreds of tractors blocking streets in protest against taxes against them. Okay. Benjamin Netanyahu has officially terminated the agreement with Hamas and changed his demands. He now says if Hamas does not release the hostages by Saturday at 12 o'clock, ceasefire will end, which is completely contrary to what was agreed when Trump's pressured it through. Jordan's king praised the Trump and announces he will accept 2,000 Palestinian children. Thank you, sir. I truly believe with all the challenges now that we have in the Middle East, that I finally see somebody that can take us across the finish line to bring stability, peace, and prosperity to all of us in the region. He also did say that he will wait for a plan from Egypt. United States President Trump confirms he will not allow Palestinians to return to Gaza once they are removed. When asked about Palestinians' right to return to Gaza, he said, "We don't think that's going to happen. Yes, we think people are going to be very happy and thrilled. Netanyahu's dream is coming true. Gaza will be cleansed of whoa, Palestinians. Trump says that United States will take Gaza and turn it into a diamond because of its fronting on the sea. He also says that the Palestinians won't be able to return. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Republican from Florida, will lead a new task force focused on the declassification of federal secrets, including records related to the hit on JFK, MLK. Luna is expected to focus on examining the declassification of materials in the public interest, including the client list of Jeffrey Epstein and relating to September 11th, 2001. Elon Musk of Trump is at the White House, says the United States will go bankrupt without cuts. There we go. Area 51, rocked by 51. That's interesting. Earthquake as seismic activity around mysterious testing also ramps up. Yeah. AP says it got blocked from covering an event in the Oval Office because it has not aligned itself editorially standards with President Trump's executive order on dragging the name of Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Elon Musk says that some recipients of Social Security checks are 150 years old. Wow, they're either doing, well, they're with the Red Cross. They're obviously doing something right. Israeli official to I-24 News. The entire security cabinet backs President Trump's demand to release all hostages by Saturday noon and supports his groundbreaking vision for Gaza's future. Trump about the Islamic Republic of Iran regime wanting to develop nuclear weapons. Iran can't have nukes. There's no way it's stopping them with bombs or a written piece of paper. I think Iran is very well concerned. Scared and would love to make a deal. The defense is largely gone. I would love to make a deal with them without bombing them. Okay. Islamic Republic of Iran has filed a formal complaint with the UN Security Council accusing United States President Trump of violating international law. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says that I have ordered the IDF to amass forces inside and around the Gaza Strip. If Hamas does not return our hostages by Saturday afternoon, the ceasefire will end and the IDF will resume intense fighting until Hamas is completely defeated. Senior Israeli official to Israeli media says Hamas violated the agreement. Therefore, there will be no progress in the Phase 2 negotiations, which without the return of our hostages. The Israeli cabinet expects all living Phase A hostages to be released within the coming days. U.S. President Donald Trump in the ultimatum for Hamas says, I have a deadline and until Saturday. I personally believe that Hamas will not meet the deadline. They're trying to play the tough guy, but we'll see who is the real tough one here. Trump says he's 99% sure that the U.S. will mark something out or work something out with Egypt when it comes to taking in Palestinians from Gaza. Israeli minister to Trump says Trump backs Israel annexing 5% of Gaza for every hostage harmed. Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich proposed that for every hostage harbored or harmed in captivity, Israel would annex 5% of the Gaza Strip. So, I'm going to keep that one aside. Yep, there we go. In Gaza, there will be no Hamas, there will be no enemies, and there will be no threat to Israel. It will again be part of the state of Israel, since it is our land and that it is the only way to ensure the security of the state of Israel. Argentina is going to post its biggest trade surplus in the country's history this year, 18 to 19 billion. Tom Homan says the individual behind leaking ICE raid plans in Los Angeles, California, is likely within the FBI. Elon Musk confirms that he and Doge will most likely... Elon Musk confirms that he and Doge will most likely audit the Federal Reserve. There it was. Chief Financial Officer Mary Comins has been fired for illegally funding luxury hotels for migrants in NYC. Doge will begin auditing the Department of Labor, including the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Leader of Yemen's Ansarullah Abdul Malik al-Houthi, in case of any Israeli escalation against Gaza, we in Yemen are ready to enter the war as we did before. Same goes for my escalation from Lebanon. There we go. Hebrew Channel 13 quotes directly from the Israeli cabinet meeting saying defense officials said, don't go blow up the deal right now. Smotrich said, take your money and run. And, yeah. Take over Rafah immediately. GOP lawmaker proposes renaming Greenland Red, White, and Blue Landia to authorize the president to enter the negotiations to acquire Greenland, to rename Greenland as Red, White, and Blue Land. That's awesome. Put a theme park on there. Elon Musk says that the people voted for major government reform, and that is what the people are going to get. Al Arabiya channel reports Egyptian President al-Sisi's visit to Washington has been postponed. Till further notice, Egypt will not allocate a plot of land for Gaza residents to live on. Closing the door to this proposal, it has insisted on not expelling Gaza residents and settling them elsewhere. Cairo is furious about statements by Israel and the U.S. and has sent a clear message to Washington, and has also demanded clarification from the U.S. regarding Trump's statements and how he basically got over. According to the report, Egypt has two plans for the reconstruction of Gaza without uprooting the Gazans. Energy crisis in Iran. All schools, banks, and government offices in Tehran will be closed tomorrow to save electricity. Both confirmation votes for Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. have been postponed by the same until Wednesday. And Iran's permanent representative to the United Nations, Islamic Republic of Iran, warns the United States that any act of aggression against it will have severe consequences for which the United States will bear responsibility. Friends, that is your crisis report for February 11th, 2025. God bless you all for being here. As always, you can stack, you can stock, and you can stick to your plan. And, yeah, tell people about what's going on. It's the most comprehensive news on YouTube. And we're going to see you guys on the next one. God bless. PrepperNow out.